Hey everybody, it's Real Pal Robert from ThrillRide.com. How you doing? So today on another beautiful afternoon here in Southern California, actually in an area called North Hollywood / Valley Village, which happens to be really close to where I reside. And I'm standing in front of a place called the Metropolitan Pit Stop. And this is a little boutique automotive restoration company that works exclusively on automobiles called the Metropolitans, which were manufactured and sold from the early 50s until the early 60s. So pretty interesting history behind them all. But they're remarkably cute and unique cars. They have a look all to their own. And they were a subcompact car before that expression was invented. So along with doing the restoration work and repair and parts deliveries, they also have a little museum about these cars, which I've wanted to come see for quite some time. It's only open during the weekdays, but I'm here on a Friday afternoon, so very much excited to go learn a lot more about a cool bit of automotive history. So let's take a look inside. And today I'm wearing another Thrill Rags shirt. This the Funsville Park logo shirt. And if you'd like to help support the channel, visit thrillrags.com and check out the line of vintage dark ride and park logo t-shirts available for purchase. And of course, every purchase helps support the channel, so always very grateful for those who have purchased shirts and those who will. So right in the front door, you can see this collection of just absolutely amazing automobiles. And these are all variations of the Metropolitan of one kind or another. Amazing. And I like the way they've dressed the set to kind of put you back in time. You've got the little car hop food tray with your dinner there waiting to be consumed. And they've even got a little jukebox where I'm not sure you can actually make a selection, but they have a pretty cool playlist here. So right below the jukebox are framed, looks like images from a magazine article about Jimmy Valentine, who is the person behind this incredible repair shop and museum, and is helping keep awareness and love for the Metropolitan alive. So I am very new to the history of this mark. But from what I've gathered, the Metropolitan was designed here in America for the Nash Automotive Company, and it was marketed or intended to be marketed as a economy car and a second car for the household. So just to go do grocery shopping in, or drop the kids off at school, or commute to work, taking the car to the local train station, and was very much considered a woman's car initially. But because they wanted to keep it economical to manufacture and keep the price point down, they decided to manufacture the car in England. That's where they could get, lower tooling costs for body panels, etc. So the cars were manufactured there and then shipped overseas here to be sold. And soon after the car was designed and went into production, I think Nash and Hudson merged to form the AMC motor car. So for a little while, this brand was sold as either a Nash Metropolitan or a Hudson Metropolitan, but eventually they just dropped both the prefixes and it was known simply as the Metropolitan. I would definitely recommend anybody do more of a deep dive into the history because it is pretty cool. But unfortunately, by the early 60s, more and more other car makers had started making and selling what were called economy and then subcompact cars. So the market got more saturated, and eventually they decided to stop manufacturing the Metropolitan, I think in the mid-60s, 64. So not a ton of them around. It's a pretty interesting collectible. Right here is the 1957 Metropolitan fire truck. I don't imagine this got a ton of use, but pretty amazing that they created a version of this vehicle design to haul what looks like a hook and ladder extension. Well, of course, as it turns out, this hook and ladder fire truck, complete with siren, flashing light, and firefighting tools, was used as an amusement park ride at the Catskill Game Farm in New York. Children sat on the outward-facing bench seats as they were transported through the farm to view and pet the animals. Oh, that's awesome. A company called Overland Amusements in Lexington, Massachusetts made a handful of these vehicles for Metropolitans and Crosley's for amusement parks around the country. How do you like that? It is not known how many are left, but this is the only known fully restored example. Awesome. In front of the fire truck, looks like we have some power trains. And you can see these were not super high-powered vehicles. These, I'm sure there are go-karts with bigger engines. But it's neat that you can see on the top of this one, the Metropolitan plate. And I think this might be some kind of transmission that is settling pretty comfortably into this child's pull wagon. And I'm not going to touch it as it's behind the rope, but if I'm not mistaken, this is a plushy Metropolitan. And I believe this is the first plushie I've ever seen for a car, and now I'm thinking we need more of these. It's really a merchandising item that has not been fully exploited, I think, by modern car makers. They do have a little clearance sale going on parts, sold as is. And again, this really is a one-stop shop if you want to take care of your Metropolitan or get in on ownership of one. And right next to the fire truck in this really cool pearlescent paint job is a 1961 Metropolitan Westerner, the sole survivor of 4 special factory Metropolitan regional show cars, and is in original unrestored condition. Wow, looks pretty dang good to me. The Westerner was painted Palomino beige pearlescent, trimmed with California saddle leather upholstery and special hand tool leather door panels, and unique emblems on the fenders include the Westerner logo, rodeo gal on pony, and a distinctive crest with British and USA insignias symbolizing the joint venture of both countries. Neat. There doesn't seem to be an information panel for this super gorgeous two-tone convertible here, but according to the license plate frame on the rear, this is a 1957 model, but come on, look at that turquoise and white color scheme. Oh yeah, and that is echoed on the tires and wheels. Beautiful. And there's the big M logo. And again, as I understand, when the earlier models were distinguished between Hudson Metropolitans and Nash Metropolitans, some of them had N or H as symbols, but eventually, again, it just went under the Metropolitan name alone, and then was always badged with this M symbol. Yeah, you can see there on the license plate frame, 1957. And yeah, as I understand, all the Metropolitans were either soft or hardtop convertibles. I think that's right. And it looks like this one in particular was made and sold for the European market with the driver on the right side of the vehicle. Cool. And it's a little hard to see because they're kind of parked so close to each other, but look at that beautiful grille design. You know, I kind of miss the days of this sort of automotive styling. Not so aerodynamic, I'm sure, but dang, looks good. So originally, I thought this was a 1956 Metropolitan. That's not correct. The 56 is currently being restored in the back, and this is a 57, I believe, that is just kind of parked out here because they have a lot of restorations going on at the same time. There's 5, I think, and normally there are not quite as many vehicles out here in the museum section. But again, they've got a lot of cars that are currently in the process of being brought back to their beautiful original state. This is pretty amazing. This is a one-of-a-kind pedal car version of a Metropolitan, and it even has working headlights. That's pretty adorable. That is for one very small child. I don't think I could get even half my form in there, but yeah, I dig it. So you can see on the front of the grille is a Nash symbol. So this would have been a Nash Metropolitan miniature. And here on the end of this aisle is a car that also looks like it's in the process of getting restored, and its rear spare tire has been removed. And it looks like the roof or the hood is here in the passenger compartment. You can just see sort of what the bare dashboard would have looked like. And yeah, engine bay completely empty. So yeah, this is really pretty much the body. Yeah, that really is a very compact vehicle. And next to that fire engine red car that's under restoration is this beautiful 1953 Nash with a kind of, I don't know how to describe this, a kind of earthy brownish orange, but very subtle. That's intriguing. And this is an NKI, a Nash Kelvinator International, which was the code name for the early production cars before Nash ultimately decided on the name Metropolitan. The Metropolitan fender scripts were sent out to dealers to replace the NKI custom scripts, but a few kept their original badges. And this NKI is 100% original, including the Bedford cord upholstery and Canyon red paint. Ah, they call this Canyon red. Nice. And there you can see the original Nash script on the spare tire mount. So this car right inside the front door to your left is the 1961 AMC Metropolitan. That is the genesis, basically, of this establishment. Our founder, Jimmy Valentine, purchased this Met in 1973 and developed a love for these automobiles. It had only 18,000 miles on the odometer. Wow. Dealers wanted to liquidate parts for these now 12-year-old cars, so he began collecting and became the guy to talk to if you needed Metropolitan parts. When parts were needed that were no longer available, Jimmy began producing them for the aftermarket, and the Metropolitan pit stop was born. I'm going to assume that table full of trophies is the trophy shelf for this beautiful vehicle. It looks like it's racked up quite a few accolades over the years. And this beautiful two-tone car next to it is a 1957 Hudson Metropolitan, which was first owned by James Watson, the Metropolitan National Sales Manager. Has the original factory-installed Hudson horn button and hubcaps and special-ordered 110-mile-an-hour speedometer and overdrive transmission. It's also loaded with dealer accessories: the Flying Lady hood ornament, windshield washer, temperature gauge, reverse lights, wheel trim rings, and exterior mirrors. Nice. After a restoration, this Met won numerous judging awards, including first place at the CHVA West Coast National Car Show. All right, so I think some of those awards were also part of this car's winnings. One thing that I really find fascinating about the Metropolitan is that there were a lot of hands involved in the design and manufacture. And case in point is this 1956 Metropolitan station wagon. And this was a prototype designed by Bill Reddig and built by famed Italian designer Pininfarina, who a design studio that's been behind a lot of famous Italian sports cars. We have meticulously restored it to original condition, and the rear side windows slide open and the tailgate hinges downward, opening to a horizontal position. This is the only surviving prototype. Unfortunately, AMC's marketing department rejected this stylish yet practical design, preferring to reissue the larger two-door Rambler station wagon. That's a shame. I really love all the two-tone designs, but this black and red look with the chrome accents, ooh, chef's kiss. And the pit stop is still owned and operated by the Valentine family, led by Jimmy's daughter, June Valentine. I don't really have room for them anywhere in my humble abode, but these Metropolitan mini seats, yep, if I had room and the money, I'd walk out with one of these for sure. And this is the car that really got me most excited about checking out this museum, the 1955 Metropolitan Astra Gnome. A landmark in auto design by Richard Arbib, the Astra Gnome was introduced as a vision of the future. It's built on a Metropolitan chassis with all stock running gear. Yes, it runs and drives. The body is all aluminum, fabricated with assistance from engineers at Alcoa Aluminum. Wow. The sculptural shape of the car was adapted from spaceship designs. Indeed. There are no doors. The bubble canopy is raised to gain access. Cool. The interior centerpiece is a celestial clock designed by Hamilton Watch Company. The face is embedded with genuine diamonds. The Astra Gnome was first exhibited at the 1956 International Auto Show in New York and was featured on the cover of September 3rd, 1956 issue of Newsweek. It was and still is a sensation. So to put this in historical perspective, AMC wanted to create a car that they imagined it might look like in the far-flung year of 2000. The body was manufactured by Andrew Mazzara and featured changeable colored aluminum panels. And the wheels were hidden behind full tender skirts to suggest a floating hovercraft. Yeah. Growing up as a kid, of course, I devoured the Flintstones and the Jetsons, and I did enjoy the Flintstones a ton, but the Jetsons, man, that kind of mid-century modern interpretation of the future, that spoke to me, and that's why I'm so excited for this new Fantastic Four movie, which I understand may take place in some retro futuristic 1960s New York. And I'm imagining I'm going to see a lot of vehicles that don't look exactly like this, but are inspired by the same things that created this Astra Gnome. And yeah, cannot wait. As you can see in this photo of the Japan Metropolitan Owners Club, the love for these cars is truly global. I love to see there are many toys and miniatures that also celebrate the brand. Yeah, some of these look pretty vintage. Look at that little plate too. That is so great, towing the mini trailer. Awesome. And that oversized pig riding the undersized car. That's pretty adorable. And here are some more toys and collectible miniatures. And I like that Wiener World. I have a feeling that was inspired by Tale of the Pup. It certainly has a lot of similarities. And of course, check out the episode on Tale of the Pup, my favorite hot dog stand in the city. And here's a bigger model. Not a huge fan of the yellow and blue two-tone. That's an unusual choice, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Oh, and look at the little trailer teapot. Yeah, that's awesome. And in this glass display case, a whole bunch of individual parts and accessories. Oh yeah, you can even get the script badge. You need a replacement for that. Grills, lights, mirrors. Oh, and there you can get a good look at the original hood grill and the Flying Lady hood ornament that was on some of the Metropolitans. Oh yeah, I miss hood ornaments too. That's a design feature, I'm sorry, that has been lost to making them more aerodynamic. And then, yeah, here's a model of a Metropolitan towing one of those equally cute, diminutive teardrop trailers. Can you imagine driving down Route 66 40 years ago in one of these? Bliss. I do miss the days, not that I ever did this, but there was a time when a car owner could learn to do almost all the maintenance on their vehicle, up to and including tune-ups and, changing spark plugs and stuff, because they were pretty uncomplicated compared to the vehicles today. I mean, you can't go under the hood of a modern vehicle without a degree in computer science right now. Oh yeah, oh, these little die-cast cars, that's lovely. Well, I guess the Metro Mutts are a sub-fandom of Metropolitan owners. But I do like this wall decor. And a nice little shout out to Route 66 at the bottom as well. So they have this really neat, elegant picnic collection with the houndstooth fabric. And one of the very knowledgeable owners here let me know that in '57, this was used as the fabric in the interior. And unfortunately, a few years later, they went to a diamond pattern, but that is no longer available. So for later models, if you need to restore the interior, this is the authentic way to go with houndstooth. I love that the mural here includes a sign pointing to England, again hinting at its international pedigree, and they've got these Burma shave signs here along the road, and I think I can read them. It says, "Around the curve, lickety split, it's a beautiful car, isn't it?" And then the Metropolitan logo, I think. A couple of quick and easy ways to note which are some of the original Metropolitan models are these with the bar grill in the front instead of the mesh, and then this kind of hood grill, and the fact that the bodies themselves are one color, like these two vehicles side by side. The roof, of course, could also be a separate color, but the bodies themselves were not two-tone, they were solid. And these more dramatic two-tone bodies with the chrome accents, those are the later models. All right, so we just stepped into the restoration bay, and here is a gorgeous black and turquoise model they're working on. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about this car.
So yeah, this is a 1957. This is one that we got. It was basically just a shell. It was just a body on a cart. Nothing installed, no suspension, no drivetrain, nothing. But it was in really nice shape, and so we decided we were going to do a full nut and bolt restoration on it. So we took a few liberties, did, you know, different than stock colors and different than stock finishes on the interior.
Right. Oh, and this is the one that has the disc brakes and a couple of other modern bits.
So it's mostly stock. It's, you know, it's not like a crazy, you know, custom, but
sure.
It has some slight upgrades: the disc brakes, the sway bars, and then like the, you know, instead of white is the complementary color, we did black.
Yeah.
Tried to make it a little more classy. The interior is actually all custom too.
Oh, beautiful, with the same black and
it's
turquoise interior.
Cadillac fabric.
Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah. I get a good look at that dashboard. That is stunning. Oh, I like that a lot.
The underside is just as lovely as the top. It was a full nut and bolt restoration, so everything's been gone through.
Nice. Like a peek under the hood, as they say. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Wow, that is one clean engine bay.
Yeah. So we did, you know, some extra kind of fun things with the powder coating. Just, you know, normally that stuff would have all been black, and then that
sure.
Green, that kind of
green kind of color. Yep.
Yeah, just try to class it up a little bit.
Absolutely. No, this is going to be an award winner. Yeah. Fantastic.
So yeah, I mean, we do everything from, you know, this down to, you know, oil changes and brake jobs. And,
just,
you know,
basic maintenance.
So,
yeah, right
like
on.
Some of the cars. Well, there's another kind of resto that's in the middle there. It's like a driver quality restoration.
Yeah.
And then the one in the back actually just came in today for just a checkup of somebody that just bought it and wanted to have us go through it before they took it home. So
nice, excellent. So they sell T-shirts with the Astra Gnome logo, and unfortunately, my size is out of stock. But they're going to be getting more in. But this pin was something I could not leave without. So, yeah, very excited about that. All right, I think that is going to bring this one to a close. So, as always, thank you so much for coming along, and hope you enjoyed this look around a pretty cool little museum of automotive history that I am so glad I finally got a chance to take a look at. I'm now a confirmed Metropolitan fan. I love these little cars. They're so neat. And since you're still here, for which I'm so grateful, if you would consider perhaps giving this video a like, and maybe share, and maybe even subscribe. All that helps support the channel. And again, you can further support the channel by visiting thrillrags.com and checking out the available line of vintage, faux, dark ride, and park logo shirts. And I'm always grateful for every sale. So thank you so much to all of you who have already made purchases. And in the meantime, take care, and we will catch you in the next one.